Well, hello there, everyone, and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. I almost said Danganronpa. I'm not gonna lie about it. Man, I have talk me out of doing two murder investigative games at once, because sometimes, things have already started to blur a little bit. Fine lines are being erased. I hope it doesn't, hinder me in this, but here we are. So, we've pretty much figured out about the Yatagarasu, but there's a lot more to do, and I don't know how we're going to get to the bottom of this, but I guess it's time to start now. We got a lot of information in the last one. A ton. So here we go. Oh man. Are we ready to start? So now we know who the Yatagarasu really was. If you don't know, you better go back and watch the last one before this gets spoiled. And yet, there remains much to this case that needs to be resolved. Yeah, there sure is. Like how the weapons cross country lines, for example. The two countries have incredibly strict security systems and entry procedures. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. How was it so easily crossed between the two? Short of a miracle, it's impossible for someone to have smuggled them in. Smuggling them in, huh? Well, I mean, wasn't that the basis of this whole thing, was a smuggling ring? So clearly it happened. We will need to open a new line of investigation on just this aspect alone. How are we going to do that? Before we do, I'd like to go through my evidence once more. Unnecessary evidence has been removed. Oh, okay, it's one of those things again, because we had so much of it, right? Well, that's good, at least I won't get confused. Remaining evidence has been rearranged, okay. Hey, there's a VCR here, sir. Hey, you guys know what that is? I do. Now we can see what's on that tape Detective Bad gave us. Oh yeah, that's true. This piece of evidence from the KG8 incident, hidden from sight for 10 long years. I just know that this is related to the current case somehow. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please play the tape for us. Sure thing, sir. Go ahead. Now here's how it works, children. You put the tape into the slot, and then it goes and then it goes inside, and then you press play. Oh, there's Manny. This man? It's Manny Cochin. And he's holding a knife in his hand. What's that other thing that he's got? This looks like footage from a security camera at the entrance of an apartment building. An apartment building? How do you figure that? Unlike you, I actually read the summary file in the KG8 incident. Oh, she read it, not read. Whoops. And the crime scene was the victim's own apartment. So, this footage was shot at the entrance to the victim's own apartment building. At the trial, Mr. Faraday claimed that this piece of footage existed. However, no one could find it. Yes, somehow someone was able to steal it and hide it through Mr. Ernest Amino. I can see how this would have been a definitive piece, and why someone would want to hide it. But it's a piece of evidence from a 10-year-old case. There's no way it's related to this one we're working on now. Actually, I believe it has everything to do with the case we're working on now. The ringleader even went so far as to use Mr. Portsman to retrieve it. Which means that in this video lies a very inconvenient bit of footage to the ringleader. We just have to find it. Where? Where? Don't hit fast forward too much. Wait, what was that? Huh? That bit you played just now. Please show it to me again. So then you hit rewind a little bit, and then you hit stop, and then you go back. That's how VCR works. Oh, look at it. Nice car. This car. This is something we can't overlook. Why is that, sir? Look here, Detective Gumshoe. I'm assuming it's the flag. This is obviously one of the embassy's cars from the country, right? Look at that. Huh. Alright, so this is probably what we want to present right here. This is the national flag of the Principality of Cadopia. Oh, right, because back then they weren't split, I forgot. Yeah, so that means that's, an official car. And because it has the national flag on it, we know this to be an official government car. But the question we should be asking ourselves is, what was the government car doing there? Well, I assume he drove it there himself. No? Oh, hello? Oh. Oh, shit. It's Gandalf the Gay. He's back! Ah! Miss Von Carver and Mr. Edgeworth, so you were here all this time. You alright there, Gandalf? Do you need a seat? Ambassador Alba. Thank you very much for continuing the investigation, even at this time of night. Maybe you should be sleeping. Jessica Alba, I think you need a rest. If I was only even a tiny bit more careful, this tragedy would never have happened. I am truly sorry. This wasn't your fault, sir. This had nothing to do with how careful you were. You idiot curses! You couldn't chase after a simple thief. Sorry, man. I guess that's his right-hand man over there. The one we haven't really seen or heard from much. Now then, let's get down to the real reason why I came looking for the two of you. Wait, can you even see us if you found us? Oh, I'm just asking a question. I would like for you to put the investigation on hold for a while. Can you do that? Why? Am I getting close to something you don't want? Maybe you're the culprit. Excuse me? I heard you've apprehended the thief that turned this embassy upside down. And we are in the middle of an event celebrating our country's reconciliation. Can't exactly have the police and detectives walk around here forever. Well, yeah, but can't we put that on hold? Wouldn't you rather have this solved? Not if you're a suspect. I don't know, everyone's a suspect right now. You're scaring the visitors away. I hope that you can understand how I feel. Ugh. But we must finish our investigation and resolve the remaining issue. Why don't we leave the rest to the Alabastian and Barbalese police? Oh, I don't know. Now that you're so suddenly concerned, I'm starting to think you did it. Ambassador, we are so close. Just a little more and... Miss Von Karma, I'm afraid I've made up my mind. And without my permission, you can't proceed with your investigation anyway. That's true, however... As he said at the very beginning, this area can be considered to be Alabastian soil. In which case, we are nothing but foreigners in their land. I know they can toss us out if they want. Is this really where our investigation ends? Can we investigate from Babal's side, maybe? Shifu, we found Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Shifu, this way. You're right there, Wolverine. What happened? What happened with 2B? Did you lock her up? Be careful now. She an android. She's strong. She could probably break out. Yo. How you doing there, bud? Wolverine, can you get us out of this? Also, how's your leg? You know, you were shot in the last one. You seem to be okay. Agent Lang, you're back on the scene rather quickly. If I laid back and took a break, I'd lose the scent of my prey, Mr. Prosecutor. Did you at least get bandaged up or something? Agent Lang, why in the... Why have you returned? Because I have to solve this case no matter what. Well, I'm sorry to inform you. And don't take this the wrong way. I don't suspect you personally. However, a member of Interpol was just found to be a thief, and so... I guess he's right about that. Under these circumstances, I wish to put your investigation on hold. After all, I believe our own police can handle things from here. They are quite capable. That's something someone behind everything says, sir. That's what that is. Oh, at this rate, all investigation really will come to a close. Come on, Wolverine, talk him out of it. I mean, the man was just shot. Maybe he's doped up on morphine. Maybe they just gave him a little something to keep him going. That's the good stuff. Ambassador Alba, I get it now, I really do. Oh, I'm glad you understand how I feel. No, not that. What I was talking about is... I know who the killer is behind tonight's murder. Oh shit, do you, Wolverine? You know? The... killer? Do you really mean that, Agent Lang? Wolves don't lie. Then who is it? Well, let me first say that I'm not talking about Mr. Cochin's murder. That was all, Sheena. So it was. Alright. Which, to be fair, we would have seen coming. But, yeah. Langsy says the truth lies not at the exit, but rather shines outside the maze itself. The truth is unexpectedly simple. So let me ask you this. Who do you think was Damastu's killer? I'll tell you who. Who is it? It was you, Franziska von Karma. What? She did not do that. How dare you, after all we've done for you, Wolverine? I was the killer? Hey, wait! That's impossible! Yeah. Although, that whip is actually quite... ow! Hold your tongue in that ludicrous remark you were about to make! Agent Lang, are you seriously accusing her of murder? Yeah, I am. Have you gone bonkers? What the hell? He doesn't appear to be joking. Hey sis, I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech, he called you into his office, right? Yes, he did. But what does that have to do with anything? I'm getting to that. Furthermore, in order to solve both cases, you moved around rather freely between Alabasta and Babal, did you not? Objection! Get him, and give me that objection. I could hear it all day. And where's your evidence that I am the killer? I was just getting to that. Trust me, I'll show him to you in due time. Ambassador Jessica Alba, in order for me to bring this case to a close, I'll need to inspect your office one more time. Will you grant me permission? Will you? He's probably not gonna. With things as they are, I suppose I don't have much of a choice, do I? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, you guys told me to voice my thoughts as they happen instead of leaving them for later, so I'm gonna do it. What if Wolverine is falsely accusing her because he suspects this guy? You know, this is the guy we've seen the least of, so now I'm starting to suspect him more. If that's the case and he's actually got something to do with it, maybe if Lang takes the suspicion off him, he's more willing to let him go look. Maybe. Maybe he really knows that Francisca didn't do it. Good, let's move out. Oh, and don't even think about running away, sis. My pack will be keeping a close eye on you. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. Don't talk about her bottom. Francie, just whip him. As if I would have any reason to flee. But, just so we're clear, your logic had better be sound. That's right, get him. Because I'll accept nothing short of a perfect explanation. She seems rather upset. Not that I blame her. Well, yeah, she just got accused of murder. Haha, I expected that you'd accept no less. But we'll see how long you can keep that nose of yours stuck up in the air like that. Ugh! Agent Lang, as someone related to tonight's case, I request that you allow me to take part, and so that I may clean up my superior's mess. Oh, he's gonna pander to him, right? Because Lang will like that. I guess I should. The more the merrier, especially when it's the peanut gallery. Oh, he loves us. Oh, in that case, I want to join in too. I still haven't seen what it looks like in Alabasta yet. If you let Kay in, you gotta let me in too, pal. I can't sit around and do nothing when Miss Von Karma's in trouble. Hey, Gummy, let's have a competition to see who can save her first, okay? Okay, I'll take you up on that. Oh yeah, I'm fired up and raring to go. As a detective, I don't believe this is something you're supposed to be excited over. Ha 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 ha! Sounds like this is gonna get real interesting. Ambassador Alba, I'll be bringing these kids along for the ride. Very well. But I'd like you to keep in mind that this will be your last chance. I'll have this whole mess cleaned up before you know it. Now let's go. I'm hoping that's his plan, because otherwise this is weird. Alright, we're back here. Alabastian Embassy. Alright, now let's first go over the facts one more time. Medicochin's body was found over in the Secretariat's office in Babal. The weapon that took his life was one of Alabast's ornamental knives. And then the body of Damask II, Mr. Kai Shino, was found here in the Alabastian ambassador's office. Through our investigation, we found the murder weapon was the primitive statue, and that this is actually Babal's statue. This case, no matter how I look at it, sis, if it wasn't you, then there's no one else who could have pulled this off. Objection! She didn't do it. Agent Lang, do you understand the full implications of what you're saying? Of course I do, sis. I'm serious. You were on the trail of smuggling ring, and you wanted any evidence you could find. And so while people were distracted by the Altagrass's appearance, you snuck in here. That's when you two ran into each other. You and that other thief who took advantage of the confusion from the fire. Objection! Get him, girl. Even if all that were true, how do you explain the movement of the weapons? Don't worry. I plan to show that you're the culprit behind that too. You had permission to investigate both embassies at will. With that kind of free reign, you could have easily taken the weapons across country lines. Hey now! Look, sis, I thought I already told you I'm not messing around here. Ugh! This case isn't directly tied to the smuggling ring. But Sheena certainly is tied to the smuggling ring. He is right in saying that she's a member of the smuggling ring. However, the connection between this case and the ring... Could it not be deeper than what any of us can imagine? I do. I think they actually are related somehow. They've got to be. Right? They have to be. And Francie was off on Interpol also, like, looking after that. So honestly, it could not be her. Let's get this ridiculous circus over with already. Francisca, you need to calm down. Because you only know the facts of the Alabastan side of the case. I don't believe you can see the case as a whole, and therefore solve it. What? Don't worry. I'm taking this seriously as well, and I will prove your innocence. That's the only way to be, Mr. Prosecutor. Can you come up with anything else that can top my hypothesis? Of course, your explanation has to solve the mystery of the moving weapons as well. Of course, and I will. Let us now delve into the truth behind the murder of Damask II. You do understand, don't you, Miles Edgeworth? This isn't just a confrontation against Agent Lang. If you can't figure out how the murder of Damask II is related to the smuggling ring, then it will mean the end of our investigation. As long as I have no good counter-argument to his hypothesis, then the best I can do is walk the thin tightrope and see what I can do. Boy, I hope they lead me in the right direction, because I'm really so far with... We should probably look at what we have left and see what they took out, because, we've got to be careful here. The embassy guide, the body, the knife is still here, counterfeit bills, paper document, Balbal statue, the Autogras's key, the Alabast statue, the passion flowers, the Dorito note, the spear is still here for some reason, the photo, the fountain spouts, the pick, the samurai dog, we still haven't figured that out. Fires and Babal, the wire, so a lot of the stuff from before is still here. And the trump card. Evidence from KG8. Card containing orders from boss smuggling ring to Cochin. Did we ever look at this fully? Oh, we can't read it. Alright. Okay. We have this. Handwriting matches that of Manny Cochin. So we've got that. Oh, brother. Okay. Come on, Mr. Prosecutor, let's get started. Yes, let's. Alright, here we go. What are we gonna talk about? But I really hope they lead me down the right path here. Border-crossing weapons, okay. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damask II is Babal's primitive statue. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. Huh. Okay. The only one who traversed the two countries just before and after the crimes was you. So as long as I can't explain how the weapons moved about, Francisca will remain a suspect. You got it, Mr. Prosecutor, so why don't you stop giving me a hard time? Under these circumstances, who can carry a weapon across country lines? I've worked through every possibility, but there's only one plausible, your boss. Agent Lang, what I've learned from you just now is that you've lost sight of yourself. What are you talking about? By focusing too intently on that which is in front of us, we become blind to the truth. Don't tell me Langzy never said anything to that effect. You prosecutor. Who do you think you are speaking about Langzy's proverbs like that? Huh. I don't need his proverbs. Because my words are all you'll need to see the truth. Get it, Miles. Alright. I don't know where we're gonna do this. Border crossing weapons. I don't like this one bit. I didn't see anything in there that really stood out. One of Alabast's knives was used in Babal to murder Mr. Cochin. Gosh, okay. Press everything. Hopefully we'll get a clue. I concur that this knife crossed over country lines. Good, but that's not the only thing that did. We mustn't forget about the other weapon. The knife was only one. So the statue is what we're talking about now. And the murder weapon in the killing of Damask II is Babal's primitive statue. That is true. So you're saying that the primitive statue was also brought over by Francisca? Like I told you before, that's the only way it makes sense. Yeah, but wait a minute. I thought she wasn't even over there. How exactly did she bring it over? I haven't figured that out yet. Okay. That's a rather weak statement considering how sure you are. Maybe, but here's one thing I do know for sure. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate Impenetrable security. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable security. Wait a minute, weren't they? But they were switched. Don't we have evidence on that? It was a fake, but was swapped with the real one is originally from Alabast. Is this the one with the, Oh, this is just this one. Somehow these two objects were able to penetrate the two countries' impenetrable... This is probably what we want then, because this was switched. No? This is confusing. Because we have Babals and then we have Alabast. Used to be real but has been swapped with a fake from Babal. Was... Oh! This is the weapon in this one. The other one was in the fire. Okay. Then this is what I want. Oh, shit. Do you see what we're getting at? Agent Lang, those two items are not the only two to cross the border tonight. Oh? Damas 2 was killed with Babal's Primadou statue, yes. But if that's the case, then tell me, where did Alabast's Primadou statue go? To Babal. Precisely. And if the two statues really were switched, then this means that both statues were smuggled across the border at some point. Which means that a total of 3 items were smuggled across the embassies? I guess so. But you know what? It doesn't matter the number of items, only that Sis is the only one who could have done it. Because the only person who went back and forth between Alabast and Babal is her. Alright, so we're doing this to clear up how many there are, but y'all, is that really true? Was there no one else who traveled between the two countries? No, there was somebody else. We know who, don't we? That's what this is leading to. There was definitely another person. One who paid a visit to both sides of the wall. Yup, guess who?
Objection!
Guess who? Is that really so, Agent Lang? Hahaha, what a lousy time to try and bluff your way out of this. I checked out what the guards said along with the security camera's footage. You're not gonna overturn my hypothesis that easily.
Objection!
I'll overturn your face. Suppose there was some other way than through the theater doors. What other way? The other entity that managed to cross the border unharmed, if I pointed out, it would open up a whole new possibility. And though I hesitate to bring this out, as long as this entity exists, the impossible road becomes a possibility. Are you thinking of what I'm thinking, Miles? Are you thinking about the... Oh, I bet I know. Remember the picture we have of the coat going back and forth, and I thought it was just someone throwing the coat out the window. What if somebody was going back and forth that way? That is possible. It looks like you've got some clever idea in mind. I do, and I can show it to you through a single piece of evidence. Fine, then. Let's see this piece of evidence that will show me the other route. This piece of evidence will show us another way to move between the two countries. It's gotta be that, right? It has to be. The photo. This way. It's gotta be this.
Take that!
Oh, am I right? Agent Lang, I'm sure you're familiar with this unforgettable photo. Duh, that supernatural photo. Like I said before. Humans can't fly. No, of course not. I understand that perfectly well. And don't start claiming that Sheena somehow grew wings either. I wouldn't dream of claiming that. And I won't allow you to take back what you said either. I'll say it again, it's not humanly possible to fly through the air without wings. So you better have a good explanation for this, Mr. Prosecutor. Oh, was that not right? Oh no, I think it was. But how can I prove who it was that flew through the air in the photo? Wait, not humanly possible. Oh, wait a minute. Miles, really? Is it possible? Okay, this is weird, because this is a little bit now mimicking the last trial we had in Danganronpa. A little bit, you'll see what I mean in a second, if I'm right. Very well, you have your explanation. Both games are really gonna do this? Sounds like you have a good idea simmering in that head of yours. Let's hear it. The face hidden within this photo's blurry trailed shadow, it can't be. It's possible though, but wait a minute, we have to make sure it's the right one. So if it's over there, okay, so if it's being swung over there, it has to be this one, right? Because it went over there. They put the cloak around the statue and swung it over. No way. Is that what they did? Oh my goodness! No freaking way! Naturally, the shadow is the third smuggled object, the primitive statue replica. You can't be serious! The Atagarasu, or rather, Callisto Yu, dressed as Agent Sheena, was inside Babal. She dressed the replica statue up in clothes and launched it through the air. Ah, Mr. Prosecutor! You left out a very crucial bit in your explanation. I know I did. She launched it through the air? We know how it got over there the wrong way. I'm starting to piece this together now. We've got some things. And how exactly did she do that? He's literally burying his fangs at me. But he has a point. How exactly did it move through the air like that? As long as this remains unsolved, we won't be able to move any closer to the truth. I thought that's what the wires were for. Maybe we haven't gotten there yet. Which reminds me, didn't he say this earlier? Hey sis, I remember that just before Ambassador Alba went to give his speech. He called you into his office, right? So, just before the murder, Francisca was called here, into this very room. If that's the case, then that may be another avenue I can pursue. Agent Lang, in order for me to answer that question, I will need to hear testimony from Miss Von Karma. Oh, you over there now, girl? You don't want to stand next to me? What are you up to now, pretty boy? Earlier, you mentioned something of interest to me. You said that just before the murder occurred, Miss Von Karma had been in this room because Ambassador Alba had called for her. And for that reason alone, you believe her to be the killer. Yeah, I guess I did say something like that. In that case, I believe it is my duty to ask her what her side of the story is. Ha! Do you really think a criminal would tell us the honest truth? How dare you! As I've said numerous times, there's absolutely no proof that I am the killer. Miles Edgeworth, don't tell me you suspect me too. I don't. However, I can't ignore the fact that you were in this room at one point in time. Which is why I would like to hear about your movements in this— Oh no, you guys! We're back to talking about the movements! Ugh! Ugh! Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about it. That's disgusting. Francisca, I feel that I still don't have enough information. Which is why your testimony is incredibly important to the outcome of this case. Will you do it, darling? Alright. So, what would you like me to talk about? I'd like you to please testify to your movements in this room until just every freaking time. I'm gonna laugh at that. God, I'm 12 years old. I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's try this your way for a change. I think we're probably gonna have to do this in the next one. Because if she's gonna start a whole line of a string of statements now, you know how it goes. I don't want to interrupt that. I like to do them all at once. So, in the next one, we will question Francisca and see if we can help her a little bit and figure out what the hell is going on here. But I think I'm starting to piece a little bit of this together. I don't have it all, but we'll see what we can do. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon in the next one, guys. Toodaloo!